The target structure for this lecture is the present simple. The present simple is a tense in English. Let's look at the meanings. There are two main meanings for the present simple. Let's look at meaning number one. Have a look at this example. Jane teaches at a private school. She teaches science to secondary school students. So the words in bold indicate the present simple. This meaning shows that Jane teaches. This is her job. It doesn't mean that she is teaching at this moment. This is something that happens regularly. She teaches regularly. She isn't teaching right now, but she teaches at a private school. Just to clarify the first meaning, we use the present simple in this way to talk about something that happens regularly, not something we're doing right now necessarily, but something that happens regularly, every day or every week. For example, John plays football every Wednesday. This is the present simple tense. John plays. Notice the S at the end of play. John plays football every week. I can say, I play football every week as well. This is the present simple. Notice there's no S at the end of play in this example. I play football every week. This is a rule of the present simple, which we'll go over in just 1 second. Now, let's look at the second meaning for the present simple. Have a look at this sentence. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So the words in bold indicate the present simple. This meaning shows factual information. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. This is always true and is factual. For the second meaning, we use the present simple when something is always true. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. This is always true. It's not going to change. So we use the present simple tense. Now, let's look at the structure because the structure for this tense is very important. This is the structure for the positive. So we use I, we, you, or they plus a basic verb. But when we use he, she, and it, we use a basic verb plus s. So notice the difference. I walk home from work every day. He walks very quickly. Can you see the s at the end of walks? Use the s at the end of the verb when you use he, she, or it. So when you use a name as well, for example, Anthony, use the s at the end of the verb. Anthony walks very quickly because Anthony is a he, a boy, a person. So it's just the same as he. Anthony walks very quickly. The negative structure is like this. I, we, you, they, plus don't, plus a basic verb. He, she, and it. Remember, before we added s to the basic verb. Well, now we use doesn't plus a basic verb. So we add s to do. Can you see that? Instead of saying do not, we say does not. He does not plus basic verb. For example, they don't watch television very much. Or she doesn't play outside too often. Remember, if you use someone's name, for example, Jane, use the second form, doesn't. Jane doesn't play outside too often. Finally, let's look at the question structure. We use this form, do plus I, we, you, or they, plus a basic verb. And for he, she, and it, we use does as the question word. Can you see does? Does is basically do plus s. So does plus he, she, it, plus basic verb. For example, do they usually work hard? Or does he often go to the park? So that's the meaning and structure of the present simple. Let's move on to the things that you have to note for this structure. See you in the next lecture.